So,
I see Maidvelia is now live on Twitch.
yeah.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Alright, I'm checking to see if everything's working. Okay, it is. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're enjoying the Super Bowl. But if you are here with this podcast, enjoy that too. So, we're going to be talking about how Mario Kart content creators present themselves. And let's introduce ourselves.
Alright, well, you guys should know me already. I'm Emil. I play custom tracks primarily. I am, kind of semi-active in the YouTube scene, but I think I have, a decent amount of content to contribute here today.
Alright, and I am the guest for today's podcast. My name is CC, or Countess, whichever one you want to call me. I used to upload YouTube content, but I removed all of it from my channel for personal reasons. But, yeah, I used to play Mario Kart Wii all the time, and as far as concerned, I like to think I know what I'm talking about, and I have quite a few thoughts to share on this.
And I'm Made. I used to go by Katie. I made Wingfi League. I used to do content creation myself a long time ago, but once shutdown happened and I started getting into managing a league and stuff, and college happened, I just couldn't do content creation anymore. But this is my most recent attempt at it again, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So,
Likewise, my guy.
who would like to start?
I think I'll give starting off a start because I'm definitely one that is definitely someone who can easily admit to uploading overused content. First instance being selected races. We've definitely seen our fair share of this, especially on my channel, on Russo X's channel. It definitely is an interesting concept, but I can see why people would be considering this really, really overused.
Selected races seems to be the most common thing nowadays. They're very easy videos to make, and you can kind of cherry pick the good races that you did well in, and I don't know. People have a lot of skepticism over it in general.
Yeah, definitely.
And they're the most overused ones for sure.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion about selected races is it definitely is the most prevalent that I'm seeing these days when it comes to content. I like selected races more when the person is using music, because you can at least diversify your music library when you watch those kind of videos, but when they're just talking about the race itself, then it can get very bland. And also, like you were saying, selected races doesn't really tell the whole picture. It's, a lot of people cherry pick. I think, instead of races where you do the best, races that have the most going on, like what Astrostar does, is the way to go.
Oh yeah, Astrostar's selected races. Yeah, her commentary style was fantastic. She put so much effort. She scripted all of them, and she has this very outbursty, energetic presentation. I wish did that.
Yeah, she has sometimes she creates a story out of her commentary in the video, and that's really cool.
It's something that a lot of videos tend to lack nowadays. You can see very obviously, you can see a very clear storyboard when it comes to Astrostar's commentaries, and it's and I'm gonna connect back for a quick second here about people cherry picking races for selected races videos. I feel Russo is someone who's been doing a little bit of a better job with this type of thing, since the races that he uploads tends to be all over the place in terms of what happens in them and the outcome of all of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just me.
No, I was watching some of his videos, and it wasn't just him getting first. It wasn't just him front running or dodging. He had some races where he just got destroyed. Especially in his, I think he made like a sub special, and
Yep.
there were races in that special where he just got Mario Karted, and like that's still entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he up most action and not really the ones with the most, I don't know, cheese is the best way to put it.
Yeah, like action instead of cheese, or I personally think front running without much going on is pretty boring. That's why most selected races videos or compilations that have a long front run, they're just gonna put the video on 2 times speed and get to the end, because nothing happens.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, full war videos, I think those are good for like archiving and like, I guess, like, I don't know, to see if there's any penalties, but they're definitely not content, right? They're just they're archives.
Yeah,
Essentially.
Like,
they're more for historical purposes. Like
Yeah.
if you go back nowadays and look for full wars, like
yeah,
popular full war videos of all time is Team World versus Japan rounds 1 and 2. I don't know how many of them there are.
Yasuo's video.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yasuo's
it's got
videos.
like 2 million views.
2 mil views. Yep.
Yeah. Those are the kinds of wars that you would want to archive, because people go back to that all of the time. But
Yeah, for sure.
to be honest, those kinds of videos aren't really for, I don't know, presentation, unless it's like, I don't know, with call or something. Maybe it was like a really funny war and the call was just all over the place and
Yeah.
really fun to listen.
Once again, yep, exactly. That's another thing I was going to bring up. Another Russo X example. Once again, he's done this a few times. He recently found some old war footage from like summer 2017, I think it was, and he uploaded that, which was like actually like a really funny war in general, and it was actually like really fun. And I can understand like why he would upload that, because I definitely enjoy watching that type of content all around the board, with like when it has a funny call or like even like just a call in general. Obviously, that's what I like to generally watch in my YouTube feeds, all that stuff.
As long as the call has something of value in it, either it's funny or it'll be educating to the viewer. Like Flo's Old Wars, people would understand communication strategies and whatnot from those calls. Calls are always nice to have, but let's see, full wars. I think full wars are good for important events, like your scrimmage wars. You don't even need to publicize them. You could have those just unlisted.
Yeah, those
have
could
your
be
clan
unlisted,
look at
right.
it. It's not really something that's worth presenting, right? But World Cup full matches, World versus Japan full matches, or even something like Snowdrift. That was a clan tournament. That's something.
Oh yeah.
It makes a lot more sense when it's an important event like League Play or I don't know, a Summit series, I want to call it, World versus Japan.
Yeah. And obviously we wouldn't see like a full FFA thing because those take forever. Like people will probably upload whole rounds, or they'll upload like highlights from an FFA.
Yeah, on the topic of like FFAs, I remember like what I think this was MK Cinema, but didn't they have like a stream where they had 2 perspectives and they basically streamed the whole entire FFA? Am I remembering this correctly?
They had King of the Mountain, I believe.
Yeah.
And it was an event where it was based on who won the GPs, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was best of 3 GPs, I think. Not best of 12 races.
I think so.
Yeah, and it was a new format, and they did casting on it. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of multiple perspectives, that's something you see very rarely. It's like sometimes you'll have selected races or full war with 2 perspectives at once. That's not something you see because that takes a lot more effort.
Yeah,
a lot
That
more
in
people
sometimes
archives that
a lot
has
more to spend.
multiple perspectives, I think is definitely more presentable than just one perspective,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
especially if the call is included as well.
Oh yeah, I videos on like Wrath's channel from back in the day that would
Yeah.
have that, and or Irik's channel. Those two, I think, are the best examples of people that can upload selected races in full wars and actually have some more content offered than just archiving footage.
Mm-hmm.
Like Irik's selected races would be something completely different, other than the race, or sometimes they would just be they'd be more exciting in a way.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah, Russo brings up a point. I mean, yeah, well, you need two players recording the POV or more. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
something that can be like, that it can be like a difficult thing at times because
Yeah.
not everyone's gonna have like a capture card on them or like something good to record with. But like, it's definitely something that you can coordinate. Like I know myself and Russo have coordinated a few split screen videos.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know, like I can't remember how exactly the feedback on those was, but I think it was like a really good video to present in the format that we both did it in. That's what I would like to think when we uploaded those.
A quick thing regarding like split screen videos. I hate it when people like do the wrong kind of aspect ratio on those.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
no.
They
Yeah.
like either just make it a small rectangle or use 4x3 for the event on both screens.
4x3 stretched. Really though.
It's just that when you use 16:9 and you like compress it, everything looks skinny.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's like a minor nitpick. But yeah, moving on. Like
Yeah.
time trials are a form of overused content, but they're necessary. They're 100% necessary.
Oh yeah, I can definitely agree there. I can see why they would be uploaded a lot.
Yeah.
Like
Thing
what
is,
I'd
though,
like. Go on.
I think that the community's kind of evolved beyond just uploading time trials because we have like world record uploading channels. Like for Mario Kart Wii, we have CTGP records, which uploads both regular and custom track world records, and then we also have Mario Kart 8 records, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe records,
And we have the recent CTGP alternative records.
Yep, that's a new channel that's starting up. That is going to be uploading worldwide top tens, probably regional records, maybe.
I would
200
say
records.
I would say Kart World records are strong enough for
no.
it.
200cc will not be included in that that type of archive.
Yeah,
That's
I don't think
another
it's.
thing
I don't think 200cc is optimized enough yet.
That's definitely something we can definitely put into this little segment here. 200cc time trial uploads. I do them because I want my art. I once again an archiving sort of thing, but like they are extremely underplayed and extremely under optimized. Like that's like something that's really easy to admit and really visible from like what we've seen across like chats off leaderboards. Like it's already like sort of died off. You don't really see many records being broken anymore.
It's pretty hard to optimize 200
Yeah.
and 150cc for 10 years.
Oh yeah,
Not
obviously.
Not everyone's used to it.
I know
Well, yeah, I don't mean-
200cc
well, yeah, I mean,
is
like,
like
yeah.
a new feature, and everyone wants to cash in on the new hype. But like, if you want an entertaining run of time trials to watch, 200cc needs to be more optimized. It's not worth uploading right now.
Yeah. Give it a couple months.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But as I was saying, I want to see more alternative record time trials.
Yeah, those can be really interesting. I like Colin's idea with that, and there are a lot of notable times that really don't get enough appreciation. Mainly being the Grumble Volcano Rock Hop time trial. I feel like that time has so much to it. Like Connor has like a break on it. I think he has like a second break from second place on that with a 3 for 3 right side rock. Like that takes like a lot, and it's like really underappreciated.
I'd like to see like really strong like cart players or like get some recognition like Bob and Ando, like really strong cart time trials.
Definitely.
Russo just brought this up in Emil's chat, and I think we'll get to this in a little bit, but shortcut videos and strat videos.
Yeah, we'll get to
those have
that
been
in a
popping up
little
lot
bit.
recently.
We will
We'll
get to
get to
that.
that in a
That's
bit, yeah.
that is definitely on the table.
That is, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
I get next is like those really short meme videos. Like if like your clan has an inside joke about a race or something. Like I don't know if I can call it presentable. Like the audience isn't going to understand it outside of the clan.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it won't involve an inside joke. Funny.
Yeah.
But it's usually, unfortunately, at the expense of another player. I think the only
Yeah.
person that can make those types of meme videos without like expending someone else is Klein, because it is an inside joke, and like the person on the other end doesn't really care. Like he adds his own quirky editing to it, and all of them are pretty funny.
They are. I love Klein's videos.
If there's anyone that really does them right, it's him. But other than that, it's what I mentioned earlier. It's like at the expense of another player, and the other person might not really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And those are videos that just fly under the radar a couple days after they're made.
There's also meme videos that are just like really short clips of some dumb thing that happened in the race, and they just have a very short title that's all lowercase, and it's like you're not really hyping up that moment, man.
Yeah. Or sometimes it's just like all lowercase, the player's name that made the dumb play, or the Lenny face.
Yeah, like I don't know.
no.
When it comes to those kinds of situations, I feel like they're better for Twitch clips. Because,
Yeah.
Lounge is doing a community montage of all the Twitch clips of Lounge events that people submit that they think are good enough. So, they have their place, just not on YouTube. Like, basically, Twitch clips is the new gaming Vine. It really is.
Exactly. That's so understandable.
The only downside with Twitch clips is that they're hard to archive for later dig and dirt.
Yeah.
But, I think Twitch clips are definitely the better way to go for that. So I think as far as 15-second meme content goes, I think that's kind of gonna die down soon, if not already.
Definitely. Like, I'm hoping to see like a lot more. Like, I mean, you're still gonna get like, obviously you're not gonna get it from like any like people higher up in the community as much, because you have got Troy with Best Moments Mario Kart. I mean, there's like multi-platform promotion in that. You get submissions from YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. That's like one.
Can you do short videos on like Twitter, or is it just?
I think you can do short videos on Twitter. Pretty sure.
But yeah, like there's better places for short videos. YouTube's algorithm favors longer videos. Like there's
Watch time, yeah.
Yeah, it favors watch time. So if you're just doing like 10 seconds, you're not getting anything from it.
Yeah, but like, I don't really know what else to say about that actually, because I just got too distracted by Rousseau's little thing in chat there. Oh, my old startup music for Rousseau is, I think that's a very good exception to the short. I mean, it's not like 15 seconds, it's like 45 seconds, because it's like a full MP3 of what I recorded for Rousseau. I don't know what to say about that, it's just too good. Anyway, if that's all we need to discuss about the 15-second meme videos, I think we can move on to stuff about races with commentary. That's
I
something
mean,
that's
Yes.
we covered it a little bit, right? We talked about how like the
we went in
story
brief with it, yeah.
the story kind of commentary that Astro does with her Overdrive series is definitely the right way to commentate about the race because it's a unique spin on it. But
Yeah.
just your standard, oh, I'm using this mushroom to do this, and it's like,
In theory, that type of commentary can be very informative.
it can
but no
be
one really-
informative, but no one really executes it in an entertaining
Properly.
way.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no like race analysis like there is with, for example, like Smash Brothers sets. Like no one really goes through and analyzes the race and see what they did right and what they did wrong, what they should have done instead.
It would be
Yeah.
No
cool
one really does that.
if you had like an outsider, right, look at a match and
It
do
would be
analysis that way instead of just having the person analyze it.
Right.
That would be cool.
Improvement analysis is one thing, but like sending your footage to somebody else, like oftentimes better than you to analyze your footage and do all the stuff I mentioned. That seems like a good idea. No one's really offering that right now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we could definitely benefit from someone doing that, like a top tier player.
Yeah.
If they were to make content, which we'll get to later, but if they were to do something like that, it would definitely help out a lot.
Yeah, so like a really, I don't know, like a prominent tournament, like a match during it, they could like analyze that and offer their
Yeah.
input on it. Because that
Definitely
tournament
like that
is
idea.
going to get them views and their input is going to help, everyone watching it. So, yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
That type of commentary is something that we need to see.
Yeah, analysis. Like I feel like Matt is an analytical player.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
So like
Easily.
he would be good for that.
There's definitely a few good candidates. I think Matt is definitely like the leading one though,
Mhm.
like, by a
He's-
long shot, because Matt is like definitely one of the smartest players I've gotten to know, especially AC Squad, CTD1, all that stuff. I'm always like getting tips, and we could get like other good candidates would be people from like, I don't know, VA or maybe like Leops, I guess. I don't know. Leops is
Oh
definitely
yeah,
someone
Leops
who
is
would,
cool.
yeah, Leops would have like some good knowledge in terms of like what stuff
Mhm.
to go would go where. And then I'm not like 100% certain on this one, but like I feel like I've had a good amount of learning experience from this person. You get May and then Russo as well. That's probably just like because I've had like conversations with them trying to learn
Mhm.
how to play the game at a better level. But like I
Yeah,
feel
like,
like all the people that I've
Tutorials
mentioned, yeah.
tutorials can only get people so far. Like if people want to
yeah.
really go to the next level, if you have like deep analysis and input from a top player, like people are gonna realize, oh shit, I can do this. Like they're not gonna realize that kind of stuff from a tutorial. It's either gonna be from experience or it's gonna be from a top player noticing those things.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you can't teach experience though. You have to gain that yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't.
Blood through experience.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, that's overused content. Now for like objectively bad content.
Yes.
As mentioned earlier, we mentioned very slight mention to this about the stuff of this kind of delves into the meme videos to some extent, but not like it's a little bit more in depth than like just meme videos. If you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying there.
It's not only meme videos, friend. It's the content that actually sets out to borderline bully other people. So Who remembers the Ceiling Fan YouTube channel?
Oh yeah, that's definitely a very notable one.
I don't know if everyone knows who was behind that channel, but the person would re-upload content from other people that were, to them and their friends, embarrassing or cringy, sent in order to entertain a small group of people and just embarrass the person involved. That type of content has no place in the community, and I'm thankful at least that Ceiling Fan stopped uploading recently. Well, not recently, but they haven't uploaded anything in a while, so I think they've learned their ways.
Yeah, that kind of stuff shouldn't be public. It gives the wrong kind of idea to the community on what's okay.
Right. The most popular video on the channel is flat out bullying, and it's at my I think we all know what that one is. But the rest of the videos on the channel were probably originally unlisted on other channels, and they were just fed to the uploader by somebody who's, got the backhand deals. So stuff like the the Hoodie Allen No Interruption fan-made video.
Yeah, I remember.
That was definitely unlisted on the original uploader's
channel.
Oh,
yeah.
It was fed to the uploader through some other means.
Yeah.
Also, the last upload on the channel is just a Twitch clip that I actually took, and I didn't feed it to the uploader, but someone else did. Bullying. I mean, I'm sure Maid would definitely What's your opinion on that?
Which video?
Katie finally kills the spider.
Oh, that one? Yeah, that one. The thing is, right? I'm pretty sure I made a highlight of it. Or, actually, no. Did I make a highlight of it? I think I made a highlight of it. So, I don't know.
No,
I'm a person where I can make fun of myself and not get offended, but him doing that without my consent is pretty shady. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
If someone asks in advance, then I'm that's fine. But just taking these cringe moments and just putting them out there without that person's consent is basically cyberbullying almost. So.
Yeah, that's what we're calling objectively bad content.
Yeah.
Another channel that's been doing the same thing, but to a lesser extreme, is MK Botch?
Yeah, MK Botch.
They were the one that uploaded those Mario Kart Wii community as portrayed by SpongeBob. Those videos definitely got a lot of attention. It's not that they were bullying, but it was definitely which people might not appreciate at first. It depends on the person you talk to, but in general, again, it's for the humor, for the short term, but it's really not something worth watching now.
It's those kind of videos weren't exactly targeting a single player. It was just making fun of just the whole community, several,
Well, not entirely making fun of.
Not really making I don't know, humor of.
Yeah, but basically, yeah. That's a better way to put it. Yeah.
I don't know. It was definitely in a. I do not have the right words right now.
They were uploaded with good spirit in mind, but it was delivered very poorly.
Yeah, basically. Good spirit. There was another word I wanted, but I couldn't think of it.
Yeah.
More lighthearted approach, I guess?
It was very lighthearted in its presentation, but objectively speaking, it was bad content.
Yeah. Anyways, now for what we think would be good content for the community. More montages. Those are always really, really cool to see. What people do with different effects in Sony Vegas.
I think I think one
One
up.
Up.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
One Up
Yeah,
has.
he a great example. He was a great montage creator. He made was it one or there was one on MK Cinema, and I remember there was another one that Xander had on his channel, which was it was a good montage. I agree. It was one of WL clips from a season where I think I don't think RE won, was it? I think they got second in the finals. If you guys remember what I'm talking about, it was like
Yeah, no, I
season
remember. I
11.
remember. I don't remember the
Yeah.
name of it, but I
Yeah, I don't
remember
remember it
it.
either. But yeah.
Montages are good when they're not over edited. Like,
Oh yeah.
if there's like a consistent theme going on and smooth transitions and like the music and the moments make sense, then yeah, it's fine. Now,
Other
this
times, though,
yeah, like some people overdo it. I thought Rise and Fall overdid it a bit, even though it is still a pretty fun montage to watch.
yeah, but not only did they overdid it to the point where there was flashing lights and no seizure warning.
Yeah, that was bad.
Oh, yeah.
But to be fair, for every like over edited, very overly flashy montage, there's a few that
Really
people
good
put a lot of
ones.
effort into.
Yeah.
I think montages 90% of the time are some really good content.
Yeah, they're really
Something
fun.
You can go back and watch them today for sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they can get timeless.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say something. Like this is like minor, but One Up tends to be someone that does a lot of just like items hitting players rather than
Yeah, that's what
clutch
I've noticed as
moments.
well.
That's where he falls short. I think montages need a good balance of getting
Yeah,
Mario
it's like
Karted versus having clutch moments.
Yeah,
exactly. That was one thing I noticed with One App's videos for sure. It's like I had this sort of feeling when I was watching this video. I had a feeling of like sort of a more of a Call of Duty type of feeling towards that type of stuff because it would be heavily focused on hits. Obviously, I mean there were a lot of good key parts in his montages. Of course, the transitions were definitely pieces that I really enjoyed. Like those looked really smooth. Those looked really well coordinated. That was like definitely one of my favorite parts of those
yeah.
types of montages. Anyway, CC, you were gonna say something before I started. I think if you still have that train of thought going.
No, I don't.
My bad.
It's okay though.
All right, all right.
Yeah. I really enjoyed montages. Our next one we want to talk about was tutorials, and the community needs more tutorials. So many more. So many more.
Yeah,
That's something that I actually recognized a long time ago. MK
Yeah.
Cinema got revived and made quite a few custom track tutorials.
Yeah,
Because at the time, custom tracks had this reputation of, oh, get into custom tracks. There's over 200 of them. What the heck is the point? This is going to take forever, you know?
yeah,
So I thought in my head, like, okay, let's take some of the most popular custom tracks or some of the new custom tracks that were coming out and make videos on them to educate people.
Yeah.
Tutorials like that are definitely something that the community could use because it's hard to get good at this game. And there's
Yeah.
not really much informative content on how to get good at this game.
No, you're just expected to learn on your own, and honestly, for some people, it's not gonna click. It's not.
Yeah.
I see many people, who are probably gonna be stuck in T1 forever if they don't get the right kind of resources. They're gonna
Yeah.
be stuck there.
I know, like, there's some, I don't know if this is, like, necessarily help people get out of T1, but this is more of, like, something to help with getting used to the tech in the game. First, before I actually get into, like, what the idea was, I want to take a quick moment to recognize there was a Spindrift tutorial on Ninbuzz quite some time ago. Yeah, that was by Wrath. He had a Spindrift tutorial on Ninbuzz, which was provided examples, provided a hand cam demonstrating the tech, And another video that was really good back then was Adam's video on slip drifting.
Now
And
we
I
call
think
it chain drifting
chain
because
drifting, yeah, of
we
course.
found out that slip drifting is actually a different action. It's just
Yeah.
we're trying to get used to calling it something different. It's hard.
Yes, of course. And his
I
video, I think, was yeah, CC, go on. Actually,
no, I was gonna say like nowadays I always call like spin drifting and chain drifting just slips. I think that's like an umbrella term, good for that.
yeah, I can. Yeah, that definitely makes sense because like you're definitely like leading into one another most of the time.
Yeah.
Um, I think Adam's chain drift. There we go. I got it. Chain drifting tutorial was one of the best tech tutorials I have probably seen in my time playing this game.
I remember
Mostly
watching that.
because yeah, because like he had help from Z Royal, if I remember correctly, making that video. He provided hand cam footage. He provided two different ways to execute the tech, and he provided multiple examples of where to use it in the game, what it's used for, how much it saves, and it was honestly one of the most helpful and key factors in making me move to the GameCube controller and also adapting a claw grip, as most people have seen on my channel through like I think I did the Lounge FFA, yeah, CT Lounge FFA, if people remember that. Um, Now then, the idea I was actually gonna roll into was we need to bring that type of stuff back because now there's a lot of those things are being like forgotten. There needs to be a type of series where people introduce basic tech in the game. For example,
Hmm.
a very key one, like, one of the most important ones, I think, and probably should be the first one, delay drifting. That is
Yes,
definitely
so
the
important.
one of the biggest keys to being able to drive well in this game because if you get into the game right away you're going to be doing a quote unquote 2008 drift and that's not necessarily going to be putting you in a great spot, especially when you're handling items in later positions. Like, obviously, that helps you react better to backspam, all that stuff. I think I'm having the right idea here.
Yeah, there's all sorts of tech that should probably be covered. Yeah, slip drifting, luck wheelies are something that not a lot of a lot of people know about it. They just don't really know how it works.
Oh, yeah.
Delayed drifting, weight drifting, which is something that Maid and I actually came up with.
Yeah,
No one uses it though because it's not faster for anything. But
Mhm.
still, it'd be nice to teach people.
It's an alignment type of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
and I was trying. I was trying it with mock bike, and because of mock bike's just super stability, it doesn't really bounce anywhere.
It's way
it's
harder to
almost
get.
impossible to get a weight drift with that.
Oh yeah, you can get it, but it's like
But
really
Flame
rare.
Runner, it's super easy.
Oh yeah, and then Sneakster like automatically does that, pretty sure. But like, yeah. But anyway, back on that, I think it would be really cool to see a sort of like handbook type of thing, like a player's handbook, if for someone getting into the game to know the basics of what they're gonna need. Definitely, one would discuss like driving technique for sure. Another one could maybe discuss like I don't know basics with items or something because like people are gonna want to know how to like use items online for their benefit and stuff like that. And then another handbook I had an idea for a while ago that never really got executed was a 200cc handbook type of thing because like people are gonna want to like adapt to the physics changes that are present in 200cc, like fast falling, brake drifting, and just the general driving, if that kind of like all makes sense.
Oh yeah, there's no 200cc tutorials at the moment because the game mode is so fresh and no one's really bothered to put out any content, informative content on it.
Yeah.
My
I was about to
opinion
say.
my opinion on tutorials right now is the ones that exist will help players that already have the basics down, but if they don't have the basics down, then those tutorials will not help them very much, because you basically need to know like the fundamentals in order for informative videos such as optimal lines for mushroom cup 150cc blah blah for Wi-Fi, right? Like,
Yeah.
that video is helpful in and of itself, but if you don't know how to do delayed drifting or chain drifting or whatnot, then you're not going to be able to follow those lines. You just aren't going to be able to. So like, you need to have basic tutorials first, and then the other tutorials will be able to actually be helpful. Like, it's kind of a shame, right? You got these players making like these more advanced tutorials, and you know they're putting passion into it, but because there aren't any basic resources out there, those tutorials are falling flat.
Yeah, it is a little late into the game's history, but it definitely is gonna be something that helps people a lot. And I just realized we forgot a very important piece to tutorials.
Shortcuts?
That no, actually, well, yeah, that too. But one, I don't know if you guys all have seen this video, but Nmead's N64 Bowser Castle time trial tutorial is super in depth.
It's
if
amazing.
you guys haven't seen that, it is absolutely amazing. Nmead is one of the most experienced time trialers in this game when it comes to RBC, at least, but in general as well. He's played RBC for most of his game time, if I'm remembering this correctly. So, like, he made a tutorial which explains all his optimal lines, his optimal setups, why he sets things up the way he does, and any backup strats and things you can do if you're playing it safe or just getting into the track. That's definitely, like, peak time trial content, if I'm being honest. I don't really know how you can, like, top that much harder. But obviously, as Made mentioned earlier with other tutorials, it kind of assumes the player has some basic game knowledge, and we would need to, like, have a little bit more fed out to people to, like, build up on that to have the maximum effectiveness of those types of tutorials.
Yeah. Speaking of Enemy, this is going a little bit off topic, but I liked his videos about like the different like most prominent world records or world record history for the month. Like, that's an example of time trial videos that's not overused.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because it's not just a run.
It's a very informative type of video as well, because it's good. It is obviously it's multi-purpose. Definitely, it's a informative video. It is a entertaining video. Definitely, for sure. I love watching those types of things, and it's a good archiving method. Of course, it's like really presentable, very informative, very entertaining. I love watching them. He goes in depth with players' origins, world record cuts, information on the tracks that are being played. Especially that's like very prominent. And he discusses a lot about players in some points in his iconic world record video series, which mentioned so far Frostbule and Biohazard. That's what it was. Forgot it for a second.
Okay. Next we have compilations, which it's similar to montages, but there's no like heavy editing. You just like splice up some clips, have some music. There was one
Russo's.
No.
Oh yeah.
Twilliz Epic Moments compilation in the Insanity. That one. And also,
those videos are all-time classics.
Yeah, like those videos are freaking timeless.
Yeah, the thing is, those videos a wider audience. Like, the game was very new when those videos came out, like 1 or 2 years, I think. It wasn't really competitive side of the game. It was appealing to everybody. Like, here's how crazy this game is. Watch my montage and watch me get completely owned.
I really like videos like that because like it shows what is possible on the game,
right?
And it adds to your music library as well. Like some of these compilations have some really good music choices.
Yeah, guilty as charged. I built up a music library just from watching those types of videos.
Yeah, and they always
But
seem to
yeah,
have a nice combination of Mario Karted moments and clutch moments, and sometimes they just have moments that are one off, and it's just like, wait, what? What is that? It's just like Mario Kart physics for the win.
right.
Yeah, and some of them, I think there have been some that kind of like tell a story as well. Where they
Yeah,
have, yeah.
yeah, you
So
see
Those are
those
always
here
fun
and
ones.
there.
Yeah.
Fast forward though after those videos, and yeah, compilations, they're usually based on like clan wars and stuff. Most of them follow the format of like, here are the best moments. Let's add some music and call it a day. Uh, Out of all of the creative slash good content, this is definitely the most common one that we see.
hmm
And it's not that these videos aren't really overused, but they are pretty much every. I think they can be evolved beyond what they currently are to again appeal to a wider audience, like the old Willis videos did.
my opinion on compilations is that if you take a larger sample size than just the event you played in, like take like 3 months of worldwide races or 3 months of lounge events, like a large amount of stuff, sort through it, get the best stuff, and get something that's going to be at least, I don't know, like 10 minutes in length for a long compilation, have some good songs, and you have something pretty good. Like with Twillies, that's basically what it was. It was a variety of events that he played, and it was for a long duration of time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he also applied that compilation format to Brawl when it was new.
Oh
And
yeah,
those
I remember
videos
seeing those.
felt same category of like timeless classics.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
I
that
rewatched those.
format of compilation videos can be applied to a lot of things.
Hmm. A little bit like I think this is a good place to insert this topic that was suggested a little earlier, but I think compilation this part is a good place to include shortcuts and strats videos, as was mentioned earlier in the chat.
Yes.
That is something that is good if executed correctly. I think a few examples that definitely do this. Well, mainly you have Troy's. Obviously, you have Troy's 200cc expert shortcuts video.
You
Like, come on, that hit 2 million views in the shortest time. That's his fastest growing video ever.
don't
It's like,
forget the 2008 to 2015 strats
oh
shortcuts compilation. That one,
yeah, that's his second most
Yeah.
popular video on his channel. Pretty sure that's even though it's like a million behind, it's still an amazing video. Obviously, highlights many shortcuts and strats, glitches,
in my
other
opinion, that's
stuff.
his best video. I think he put the most hours into that one.
Yeah.
Without a
And
doubt. Oh yeah.
he's always made those types of videos, and I think Troy is the pioneer of that type of video. Like he would
Yeah.
do like custom track shortcuts, like expert shortcuts. He did a few of them.
Yeah, I think, and then another person that really had a good one was Sawyer. Sawyer had a 200cc video for custom tracks, and he had a I think Sawyer's been like a good creator in terms of what he does, what he puts out, because he's had shortcut compilations, obviously 200cc. He's had some on newer tracks, all that type of stuff.
I liked
He's
his
always been
old
one like
track version versus new track version side by side.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah, that was
that's
a
something
good.
new.
That's fun because like I think the old track, yeah, the old track versus new track. That's like a really good one because like it gives some insight into like what we were having back in the day compared to what we have today. It's another look into like what people from back then. Uh, ah, sorry, lost my train of thought for a second. It's like what people that recently come to the game, that recently started, missed from back in the days, like, CTGP 1.02, 1.01, 1.00, and maybe some from even before, like CTGP 4.4 and 2.8. It definitely gives a perspective as to how the scene's evolved and what improvements have been made, what maybe, step downs. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the word. I don't know. Yeah, I can't think of the word right now.
Sawyer definitely puts care and passion into his videos. He definitely is someone that's on the rise, and I like how he takes things seriously, and he'll take criticism seriously. Like, he used to have like this weird green tint on his videos, and I tried to help him get rid of it, and now he doesn't anymore, and now his videos look great. So
that's a good thing to look into.
But yeah, that's about it for compilations. Astrostar had a really old compilation series, and I forgot what she titled it, but those basically told stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
Epics brings up actually. I don't. Okay, I'm gonna fit in a small little segment here. This isn't necessarily in our little outline, but I think Epics brings up a good point here.
Okay.
He mentioned something about Road to 9999 VR. I think we definitely
worldwide races in general, when they're not executed properly, or when you're doing a series that everyone else is doing, it's I'm gonna give it to you straight. Getting 9999 VR is not that difficult.
VR is silly, after all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
While I appreciate the concept,
you can create a series out of it, but
yeah. While I appreciate
I feel like it falls flat a little bit.
Yeah, I think while the concept is definitely a very good one, I think the time frame in which people have been executing it was definitely not ideal, mostly because it is impossibly easy to get to quad 9s in today's meta compared to back then, especially considering the popularization of the lounge mainly.
You have to consider that Troy and Nick do these sabotages. If they didn't do these sabotages, they would probably be there already.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, yeah. They were already really close. They were a little close.
No, they were getting really close. I think Nick got up to 9.5.
Yeah, Nick got up to 9.5, and he was like, he was actually floating around there with the wheel sabotage as well, which is kind of impressive.
I will say this: Weem 5 VR is a lot harder to get, but if
that's not really the game though, that's the server you're playing it on.
It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to lose VR. That's what.
It's a lot easier to lose VR on Weem 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very true.
But it's still not that much of a difference compared to WFC if you are a competent player, because compared to worldwide's lounge events are very intense. If you know what you're doing in lounge, you will get quads.
And now for lounge,
Russo Road to 10,000 MMR.
Actually, Russo just got a really good idea with the season reset coming soon. Road to Master. Road to Master. That's actually a really good idea.
That is a good idea. That would inspire more people to actually try and lounge.
With the season reset coming soon, I think it might be a really prime time for that to happen. Actually, because I know the season reset's going to be a really hard reset.
The thing about lounge though is that it's intense. Okay, Master's not going to come to everybody.
Exactly,
I would
that's the thing,
say
yeah.
road to whatever you want. Pick a tier and go to it. That can be your quad
Yeah.
nines.
Maybe it's like it could be like, I guess it could be like
Now back
that.
on the topic of worldwide
Oh, yeah,
VR
of
goals.
course, of
Back
course,
in
yeah.
the day, I would use a code and reset a license to 5,000 VR, go into a combo that no one uses and try to get quads with it. I did this with Sugar Scoot, and it was tough, but it was entertaining. Like, alternative combos, Road to 999, and not a sabotage, like you're actually taking the combo seriously.
Yeah.
That would be really interesting.
Those would be like I think the problem there is that like most people that get into this game now are mainly just gonna stick with the top 3 vehicles.
Yeah, I mean, if you aren't good with the top 3 vehicles yet, then using the lesser vehicles is going to be hell for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Erratic brings up a good point. Another thing that would make worldwides better, this would be for like streams. Yeah, having the audience like pick your combo. I know we had a segment on audience interaction, so maybe we could just move that to there.
We'll probably get into that sort of thing later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can get into that a little bit more.
So I think we kind of got a little sidetracked with the
did.
999 VR thing. So
yeah.
let's move on to the next creative / good content
Discussion
topic.
videos.
Discussion videos.
Like, we're basically doing a form of discussion right now. We just don't really have gameplay in the background.
Yeah.
I know Calvin had this really cool kind of setup for discussion videos where he green screened his entire, like, so he had a green screen and then his entire body was like chroma keyed onto the video where he was talking about things, and it was like,
I remember that.
That's cool.
Yeah, that sounds. What Mario Kart player nowadays though owns a green screen?
Troy.
Yeah, Troy's like
Name another.
Exactly. Do we have another? I don't think we have another actually.
Yeah,
I was thinking of getting one, but yeah.
That sort of thing kind of ties back into overall video presentation. Like, no one's face camming with green screen except for Troy nowadays.
Yeah.
That could be, like, every single Twitch streamer on the planet has a green screen nowadays, and I think that could be beneficial to Mario Kart as well, whether it's live streams or YouTube videos alike. But yeah, discussion videos.
Yeah, just
I don't know. Like,
about
what we're doing is discussion. There's no
Yeah, it
gameplay,
is.
but it's definitely topical to Mario Kart for sure.
our stuff
I think
is like tries to be really general, but if let's say a top player wanted to discuss I don't know, like here's a good example. Psych, right? Let's say he made a discussion video about how people just go for shock. And remember his thread about hitting people?
Yeah.
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 Well, what if he made a
read through that.
video with the points in that thread, right? Like, you can have more niche topics.
Yeah, that'd be a great discussion basis. Like, why is the shock so, I don't know, relied upon nowadays in the current metagame? And what can we do to try and change that?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
you can talk about high-level stuff. You can talk about low-level stuff. There's all kinds of things, and no one's utilizing it.
Nah.
I
We've
think
kind of been for
Yeah.
a long time now.
Yeah, I think a good thing to bring up on the topic of discussion videos, the Rook view.
Oh, man. It's the pinnacle of discussion videos, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Like, there's general topics, there's high level topics, it's a plethora of great stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, go check out the Rook View if you want an idea of how discussion videos should be.
See how we've got all of these like great examples about content that we're talking about right now. Like we're kind of already getting to that point of like good content creation in the community.
The thing
so I'm glad we're having this discussion.
Rookie focuses on MK8.
Yeah.
We don't have a Rook View person for MKW.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
There could be one for sure.
Yeah, there definitely could be one.
Candidate could be Matt.
For so long.
Oh yeah, Matt could probably do it.
Or be a candidate. Yeah.
I really would like to see Psych do something. He has so many cool ideas.
Yeah. I guess on the complete opposite spectrum of discussion videos, my video on why I just quit Mario Kart, I guess that could be I guess that could be like a discussion video.
It is.
It was way too long. It was like 52 minutes. It was unstructured. It was just me rambling. That's not really, looking back at it, form a discussion video. I think in order to make good discussion videos, you need to have like a formatted structure or even a script.
Like how we have an outline.
Yeah, there you go.
Somehow we were able to do the first podcast without an outline. I guess we were just we had a really good topic and we knew what we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
That was a fun one. That first one, definitely.
Yeah.
That was definitely a fun one to do.
The next one is, videos with calls included, but we already really talked about that one, honestly. We talked as much as we could about that one.
Yeah, all sorts of selected races and full wars with call in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That definitely adds to the experience, but in essence, it's not really good enough unless the call itself is really entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For example, any call with me. No, I'm kidding.
Nate, what are you doing?
Oh man, I'm sure everyone enjoys hearing me screaming at the top of my lungs over a moment where I get absolutely Mario Karted.
I got paid for 24 hours.
Hey, my boy Zexes came in chat. Speaking of good calls, keep going. You're good. You're good. You're good. Now that is quality.
Oh my god.
Yes, dude. Oh no, I'm worried. Did Epics get the link? Oh,
that video still exists?
Yeah, I hope so.
I think... Which one is this? Oh no!
Alright, there was a long message posted by Hooli in my chat. I'm going to read that. You guys can talk about the next topic, speedruns, if you want.
Alright,
okay.
yeah, speedrunning videos are something that could be good content.
Mm-hmm.
Speedruns, when I'm referring really time trials, but RTA speedruns of like certain categories, like on speedrun.com, for example, like 32 track
CC item rate.
Oh jeez. But yeah, 32 track runs like Nitro Cups, Retro Cups, those types of things. Like I know Troy did 200cc 32 track speed runs on his channel.
He really popularized those, if I'm being honest. Those are actually like, I feel like the whole speedrunning part of Mario Kart Wii is definitely underappreciated. Mostly because there's so many options for you to cover when you're speedrunning Mario Kart Wii. You already have like the distinction between nitro tracks or retro tracks or all 32 tracks or just individual cups. And then on top of that, you get different things like different item settings, shortcut and no shortcut. Those are all like definitely something to look into. And along with that, the whole 200cc thing. That I think 200cc actually got its own category on the speedrun.com website, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that's cool, then.
Zexus just linked the Keep Going, You're Good source video.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
Great.
But yeah, speedruns. Some more categories that I was thinking of, like, they're not official, but, like, these are things you can do. Is you have a new license, time how fast you can get 3 stars.
Exactly.
3 stars would basically just be
Oh.
32 tracks, though.
I
It
forgot.
is.
That's yeah, that's the one. That's the category I forgot for
100%.
Yep, 100%. That's
Yeah.
the category I forgot.
100% is better because you don't need to worry about the 3-star RNG. Like,
Exactly.
if you can't get 1 star, I don't know what you're doing. Like, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's definitely something. It's a fun challenge for sure
Yeah.
because
No,
CPU
100%
RNG
sounds
is always fun.
Dope.
It does.
'Cause it includes time trials too, because you gotta get the staff goals.
Yep. You gotta do all that,
Yeah.
and then Toadette.
Yeah. What was? I had it on my mind. Oh yeah, let's talk about Bradley's 216 track speedrun.
Oh yes, that's a definitely. Okay, see,
Okay,
I like the idea.
I
of a
like the
216.
idea, but I'm
Yeah.
not going to watch something for 16 hours straight. I can't.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's
that's
like
not-
10 hours straight, but still.
Yeah,
Like,
but
it's a cool idea. It's good for archiving, right? It's
Yeah.
good for archiving, but it's not something you present. Now,
like
I don't know, maybe you could trim it
There
down.
is, like-
trim it down.
like the only reason that like the whole 216 speedrun isn't really that like viable is because of the fact that we have these things that people like to call updates.
Yeah.
tracks
That's
and all
the
that
biggest
stuff.
one, right? Cuz
That is
every
the
every
huge-
version is going to have a different set of tracks.
Yep,
Yeah.
and that
And-
basically like what's the word? Makes
It makes the previous version completely irrelevant.
redundant. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the word I was looking for.
Mhm.
Yeah. If this type of idea was thought of for 1.02, however, that would be a different story.
Yeah, cuz 1.02 is unchanging.
Yeah, exactly.
And I believe there is runs on 1.02 already.
Is there? I actually
Yeah,
had no
like
idea
old
about that.
runs, they're not optimized at all, dude.
That's really cool. I like
Yeah,
that.
they're not optimized at all. I think they're like really old.
Hmm Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Now, what Willie posted in my chat was something about like CT creator interviews. Well, the idea of interviews in general is a good thing for discussion videos. Like Aid was doing those with various players.
Yeah.
And they were really fun to watch because you get to hear the background
Xanders.
and history of different players, clans. It was just really cool. So, Aid. I know the Titan back in the day did Mario Kart Championships League interviews. That was cool too. You guys weren't around back then.
Obviously.
I don't even think you were
Yeah,
around,
no,
Countess. I was.
When was that?
Like 2012.
Oh no, I was a year out.
Like MKCL.
Same, dude. That was a year out.
Yeah, MKCL kinda ended after 2012.
Right.
I guess that's it for speedruns, right?
Alright, fair enough. Alternate vehicle character combinations. Made you went into
Yeah,
you went
I
into
touched
a little
on
bit
this a little bit with the
Yeah.
worldwides thing, but just alternative vehicle and character combinations can be interesting when played at a high level.
Exactly.
I uploaded these underused combo wars, underused vehicles versus like 4 on the floor carters, underused vehicles versus Patricor, where I had Jet Setter, right? Like Aeroglider. I was on Dry Ruins and I did the wall glitch. Like that looks cool, you know?
Yeah.
Because you got this just big cart that just it can't move because it's so big. It's a freaking bathtub. But yeah, like alternative
much.
vehicle wars. someone like I don't recommend someone does this in lounge
Don't do it in lounge.
Because you can't.
You're gonna screw
Please
your
don't.
MMR over. But
You
You're
can't
actually-
anyway.
Thing is, like, this is a topic for a completely different podcast, really. But like, if you use underused vehicles in lounge, you're gonna get kicked. Like,
Well, you get a penalty already. I mean,
yeah, like
pretty sure.
Yeah.
unless you're Bob and your main is carts,
right?
don't do it.
Yeah. It takes a big learning
like,
curve.
In places where, you know, you're able to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It'd be cool to see more content for that.
Underused combinations definitely something for the Twitch and the YouTube. We always keep coming back to Troy, but he did like vehicle on vehicle wars of like all the underused vehicles. I think that's a good place to start.
What's
because
really cool about what
Flame
he's
Runner
doing with that,
dogfight gameplay is kind of boring.
yeah, it
now
can
that
get
we're-
boring.
Oh,
What's cool with what he's doing with the different vehicle wars is he's trying to prove his tier list that he made. Like that's basically what he's doing. He's trying to see what's better and what isn't. And with what he's doing, it's cool. But back in the day, when we had underused wars, we had a GP where everyone was the same vehicle, a GP where everyone was another vehicle, and a GP where everyone was another vehicle. Because everyone was the same vehicle, it was a more even playing field. So it was based on who is the best with that vehicle. It wasn't trying to prove which vehicle is better than another. So,
Yeah.
like from a more competitive standpoint, the format that I mentioned is definitely the better one. But with what Troy is trying to prove, it's interesting. It's cool to watch, and it's not like someone is trying to get a W. They're just trying to prove a point. And they're just having fun with it.
yeah, and that's the whole point, you know, with underused vehicles. Like, it's more having fun than being serious.
Yeah, like you
And that
can be
definitely
serious
makes
with
for good
them,
content.
but if
It
you're not
can-
having fun with it,
Yeah, exactly.
don't bother.
It can kind of be like that aspect of challenging yourself. I don't
Yeah,
remember
exactly. Like
I forget which player said this, but I remember hearing someone say that they started using underused vehicles to challenge themselves more. I wish I remembered who said that to me. But yeah, I kind of went on that same type of road, and it was definitely a fun one because
I got
now I
inspired
can
to
use
use
a lot of
other
vehicles.
vehicles from Astrostar because she
Same.
basically just puts all the odds against her in Worldwides and sees what kind of content she can get out of those uphill situations. Well, uphill battles.
There you go. Yeah.
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 Like
The last point is just anything unique. If it's something new and people aren't doing it, try it out. It might
back
catch on.
to Sawyer.
Oh yeah, Sawyer. Like
Yep.
it's not that the old CT versus new CT, like for the same like the old version versus new version. It's not like that's exactly some that wasn't in the back of my mind.
Mhm.
Like I'm actually shocked no one else did it before. But it's still something no one else did. So it still makes it unique.
Definitely. And then I think crap. But yeah, I think like that series is definitely his highlight series in terms of where that is. Like that's like I think that was like a pretty big breakthrough in terms of like what we could provide for unique videos. That was definitely a great breakthrough because we haven't really had like too much quote unquote original and unique content in quite a while.
Well,
And
it is
Sawyer Town-
super difficult to be 100% original. Some of the best art is
Oh, yeah,
just an adaptation of someone else's.
Yeah. I mean, you get what I'm saying though, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I feel like Overdrive is kind of like its own thing.
Yes.
And
yes.
That's really cool.
That's something no one else has done. That's definitely something.
Yeah.
It's already based on like a category entirely. It's a brand new spin.
Yeah.
You know.
exactly. That's
Anyways,
So if anything that we brought up doesn't interest you, then try something new. You know, there's always room for that.
Mm-hmm.
Calvin's alts infomercial. Brilliant.
I loved that. Oh my god.
That's fantastic.
Basically like a your prescription drug commercial, but alts.
Alts.
Go watch it, Calvin Aiden.
Oh, I
On
don't
YouTube.
know who's that.
All right.
Who's that? Wait, who's that one who stands up? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All
The
right,
next
so
big topic is creative content is lacking in key areas.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So now we're gonna move on from the types of content that people upload on YouTube and just think of the broader picture. So all of this, like the most creative content and the most like well-produced content on YouTube is not it's all like centralized around a single channel. Like Mario Kart Cinema, this like you've got a bunch of different creators or directors in one place, and that's where all of their time and effort goes into the high quality videos.
Yeah.
But the thing is, on their personal channels, you're not really going to find much. You're going to find like the overused content or something like that. So I feel like it only takes like a group project to bring out the sort of creativity in a lot of people, and they don't really want to.
That would be good for sure.
Yeah. Now, to give people credit, that's been kind of it's been coming back a lot recently because of like the evolving content that we keep talking about. It's like everyone's trying to take that next step, and which is great. I think we got to continue with that though, because Mario Kart Cinema is not uploading anymore, and Adrenaline Studios has been dead for a long time. So thank you everybody for providing.
There was this guy applying for like the media staff group, and he was talking about how he offered to like take like the casts and turn them into highlights, and I was like, well, Mario Kart Cinema isn't really around anymore, so I don't know, maybe we can do something with some videos.
I honestly,
some casts.
Like, no, but the thing is, in 2019, Cinema style YouTube channel is pretty much dead. Like, at Mario Kart Cinema is very hard to manage when everyone has stuff in their personal life to deal with.
No.
You're not going to get consistent uploads, and especially the founder of the channel is off worrying about school and work and all that sort of thing.
It's better if the individuals themselves are able to churn out unique content.
Yeah.
It's just harder because, you know, no one else is really working on it with you. You got to do it on your own. But I feel like it's more rewarding when you're able to get the good content out on your own.
Yeah, like you can do what you want, upload whenever you're able to. Like you can put your own creativity into it. Mm-hmm. And people will come to your channel, not to, you know, Mario Kart Cinema, where the attention is going to like 10 different individuals. They're coming for your content. I think that's a better feeling to have.
Oh yeah, big time.
Mario Kart Cinema is definitely good exposure, but that's about it, you know? It's like...
Yeah, from there, it kind of gives you like a I can say that I definitely had a good amount of channel growth from when I was with Mario Kart Cinema. It definitely has that exposure factor for sure. It's amazing exposure. It allowed me to work on the Crystal Plains tutorial, which was like the one video I got out.
I think the right way to do exposure is to have like collaboration. Like we're doing a co-stream right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like haven't you been featured on Troy's videos?
Yeah.
There you go.
I literally got
an example.
I got like 3,000 subs in 2 days from that collab. It was insane.
Yeah, collabing between personal channels, a big personal channel and a small one, like that can do it. And also, does everyone remember Iric's top 5 plays of the week?
Yeah, I remember those.
Troy is basically trying to do that with like the best moments Mario Kart.
Yeah,
He's kind of bringing that back.
he has good he has a good promotion factor there. Like all like the platforms that people use.
Yeah. I think those are the right way to promote people.
Mm-hmm.
And also
a top 5 plays of the week format, like that's not really content exposure. It's just like attention towards this one clip that you gave them. Like the collaborations between YouTubers like Troy and Emil recently.
Yeah, that's better.
That's kind of optimal exposure nowadays, rather than Mario Kart Cinema style.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's definitely better. But I do feel like having those kind of videos that show off different different clips from the community do help a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but yeah,
there isn't like too much extent where it will.
There was. Okay, how about this? I know Tyler HD, Mario Power 55.
Mm-hmm.
This is not exactly content creation, but he showed off people's different textures, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, have a video that shows off some content. Besides clips. I don't know.
Probably. Yeah, that'd be nice to have. Like you get like those mini promotions at the end of a video, but you kind of like expand on that a bit, obviously, if that's what you're kind of getting at. Because like I've seen those a lot before. Like,
a good example would be my favorite montages.
Oh yeah.
And then the creator of each montage, link to the montage. They get exposure that way.
Yeah.
There's ways. I'm just really bad at articulating right now because it's almost midnight.
Yeah, there's all sorts of ideas to expose people.
And
That sounded wrong.
I think I think I think on the topic of like I don't know if like exposing people's content, I think the something we can kind of transition into a little bit is about skilled players not uploading as much creative content. They're like easily the best for like promoting what this game is about, what this game can offer, and all that type of stuff.
The top players are able to get into situations that no other players can, and it just shows the game at its top level and what it's capable of. And with other games, you have the competitive players as the most viewed, like streamers, the most viewed YouTubers, but in the Mario Kart scene,
D1 players on YouTube are definitely nowhere to be found unless you count like former D1 players like Troy and Mead. Emil,
Bruce,
technically, if you count CTs, but
I think Russo is a good example for this as well. Russo is definitely uploading some stuff, and
he's probably the only like big the one with the biggest audience in the D1 tier of players.
Yeah, exactly.
We need more of those because most competitive games like Smash Brothers, I can probably name like a bunch, like any fighting game community, League of Legends, Overwatch, stuff like that. The top tier players are the ones that make the best content. That doesn't exist in Mario Kart Wii. I think that could definitely help out the game a lot.
I think a really good example of someone that can easily provide a lot in this type of field, and I'm almost certain everyone's going to agree with me on this, the Casperinos. He has been, excuse me, he's definitely been one for streaming a lot of Mogi Lounge. He's gotten exposure from Troy through Twitch raids sometimes. And he's like one of the highest ranks in the Mogi Lounge right now, and he's working his way up. He's playing Reg Track D2 this season. Like, I don't know. It seems like Casper would be like a good candidate for someone who could definitely upload more. And he has like, when he commentates, it definitely is entertaining to watch.
I don't know. To sum it up, like when I go to look for a game, right? Like when I look for Smash content, I immediately have player names pop up into my head, and they'll have quality content. Nairo, for example, Nairo, Zero, and then for Melee, you have Mango, and Hungrybox, Mewtwo King, like, and these are like the most watched players, and they tend to have the most variety in their videos.
And they obviously have a lot of this interpersonal channel collabing. I see that.
And they all collab. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like we need this type of stuff in MKW for sure. Yeah. We can see a lot of opportunities. I know Russo's kind of like inquiring in my chat about what type of push we should make to get like more content from like, you know, higher level creators out there. I think like stuff that Russo's doing now is definitely good exposure, but like I myself, I can admit I'm kind of struggling over here myself to think about what exactly Russo could be like. Russo, and along with like, you know, many others, including myself and, you know, maybe Jeff. Jeff is another good candidate for someone who could like really get some growth if he were to like do more of this type of stuff. Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on like the type of stuff that could like definitely be seen from higher level Mario Kart Wii players?
The thing is, Troy is the monopoly of a follower base in this game. He's the monopoly. No one comes close. So it has to start with people collabing with him. And that's up to him to branch out. Like, imagine if he collabed with Casper, and Casper offered cool insight on his experiences in Lounge. Like, bam, that's already one example of a collab that helps Casper out, and it lessens the monopoly factor.
Yeah, I think the fact that Troy has a monopoly on the Mario Kart viewer base is kind of and also tying in the fact that D1 players don't really make content at all. I think that's a fundamental community problem rather than like these people are just lazy. Time. But I think as a starting point, I think we need to get like more top tier players to, like, we need to inspire them to create more content to like expose like the best the competitive scene has to offer. And I think with their knowledge, they can make some better informative content as well. Like, there's all sorts of different opportunities for this sort of thing. That there's a lot of untapped potential there.
Yeah.
I feel like I know this, like, I'm gonna do some shameless plugging here, but like I kind of have like my own work in progress to figure out where I'm going with this series, like my quote unquote WL race analysis series. That's like a huge work in progress because I am trying to figure out what zones to step into and what zones I shouldn't step into. It seems like I went to like low on that zone in the first one, and then like way too overboard on the second one. I feel like I can make those types of videos, and maybe others can make those types of videos too. It'll be multi-purpose, obviously, and they would be really beneficial to a lot of people, both casual and competitive.
Yeah, I think so too.
Um, and then, oof. I think Zexus and Russo are bringing up some good points. I think I like what they're talking about here. So like, there's such a low number of people that can really showcase what this game is about and what it offers as you increase in tiers. Russo seems is like one of those key access points at this moment in time. He's gaining a larger YouTube audience. He's approaching 6K fairly soon. He'll probably get it within like the next month or two, and you can definitely see more stuff from him. Obviously, as Zexus is saying, high level gameplay, which can include a lot of stuff. Like, yeah.
Now, the thing that high level players seem to shy away from when it comes to creative content, like, don't get me wrong, the selected races with the music are nice, especially if you're showing off cool ways of using your items, like good item strats, right? Mm-hmm. The calls, having the calls are nice, having the compilations are nice. A lot of top players avoid commentary. Commentary, I feel like, is where people grow the most.
Right. It's that more personal element to the content.
Yeah.
It's like let's see the person behind the video.
Yeah, it's going to establish the personality. Like, when I go to Nairo's channel, I know what kind of person he is, just from the videos I watch from him. He's hilarious. The top players don't really establish their personality with their content.
Yeah, it's because they don't really try. They're more for archival purposes than it.
Yeah,
that's what they're into. That's the thing. Like, they don't really want to try and grow an audience because they're not really interested in content creation.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else can we kind of look into here? Do we have anything else to like tag on to like this type of like creative content?
No.
Like being lacking here.
The last thing I wanted to bring up was just how top players tend to shy away from commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Which is it really hinders them, because people want to know the person behind the content. I guess we'll go on to the next one. Titles, metadata, organization. So, who loves going? You just go ahead.
This next section will have more to do with, like, not necessarily what's in content like Twitch streams. Presentation. Like, why do I want to click on that video, or why do I want to watch this stream? I think presentation from the outside will definitely be a great way to draw people in. And unfortunately, again, not a lot of people are really stepping up to the plate when it comes to presentation. So the biggest example that I thought of before this podcast was if I go to the Mario Kart Wii section on Twitch, and I can refresh the page here and look at all of the streams. The stream title is definitely the first thing that I'm going to see, because, you can't set a stream thumbnail. So what are the stream titles right now? We have
Be Right Back.
Don't watch this. Like, actually, like, that's one of the stream titles. Don't watch this. War, another title. Let's see. This guy's not even playing Mario Kart Wii. So, like, you get what I mean? Like, if you're gonna stream your content on Twitch, then I think there needs to be more of an effort put towards gaining an audience, because that's what Twitch is all about, and that's in the spirit. And if that's not the purpose, then you should probably just like semi-private your stream for like your friends to watch or something, which is what these people already do now. But I don't know, if I click on Mario Kart and see like just gameplay and like titles that make absolutely no sense, I'm not really gonna want to watch any of it. So I think people need to invent titles, at least on Twitch, and for YouTube, anyways. I think the title and the thumbnail and the tags, those, the presentation game for those needs to be stepped up for more people to watch their content.
For YouTube, it's basically a standard to have a custom thumbnail if you want your channel to grow big. It's a standard now. I look in my recommended videos, I search anything, and I see custom thumbnails on absolutely every video, especially anyone who has a check mark by their name.
Yeah.
It's standard.
And as much as people don't like it, you gotta kind of tap into the clickbaity side. Not like extreme clickbait, but you gotta
Fierce and fire.
you gotta have something that just like pops out to the person looking at their recommended videos and see like, oh, this thing, I'm gonna click on that.
Yeah.
But oftentimes, like, channels won't even have custom thumbnails with their videos, or they're just like very basic titles seen 100 times before.
They'll use the generic thumbnail that, like, sometimes, like, you can at least choose from 3 thumbnails. Sometimes they'll just pick a thumbnail that is just, wait, what? That's not what the video conveys at all.
Yeah, that's true.
They'll
That's
have
very
like
true.
1-word titles in all lowercase, and it has like no context to it.
That's definitely something you see on Twitch, not really YouTube, because you can set a title before the video goes live, so there's a more of an incentive to have a description and a title with that. But for Twitch streams, it's not very attractive looking at all.
Yeah, to just have MKW as your title.
Yeah. Yeah, the one person that kind of inspired that this entire topic to begin with was Casper again. Because I was doing a stream a couple of weeks ago, and I was looking through the Mario Kart Wii section on Twitch, and just saw his stream with a decent amount of viewers. I'll give him that.
Nothing
but the title
against
was
Casper,
just...
but having a title that just says MKW. Okay.
It's like, yeah, that's the game you're playing.
Okay.
What else? What else? Like, have a relevant title. Have something, okay? Please.
Yeah. It should be more welcoming to, like... It seems... Okay, well, okay. I think what I can see here is that, a lot of the competitive streams that I see are, like, assuming that people have an idea of what they should be expecting for this type of content, but like it should definitely be more opening, and assuming that people might not know everything about the game that you're playing, and that's why people should include stuff like Mogi Lounge, and then what tier, and then what type of event they're playing.
Torpedo on my chat brings up solid points with these 3 messages. Let me edit the last one in. Check those out. That's basically it in a nutshell.
Yeah, that looks about right. I think that's a very fair point.
They're displaying their gameplay to show them off as a player and not to gain an audience. And
I think that's the problem.
Yeah, it is. It's like you can do both. You can do both, and it's gonna benefit you more. You can get money if you grow big enough. That's the thing. If you grow big enough on Twitch, you'll get money. That's what the partner program is.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go off on like a small tangent for a bit here, but recently Nintendo has done this thing to their creator program where
they got rid of it.
Yes. Oh my freaking yes! The
thing that they did with this, huge. They pretty much just got rid of it, and what they put in its place was, okay, you can monetize Nintendo content, but it can't be just direct rips of like music or anything like that. It has to have like a creative element to the content. For example, like a popular Twitch streamer will have like a face cam with commentary and a layout and like all these different stuff and blah blah blah.
Yep.
No Mario Kart Wii streamer really is doing that. Some people can pull in enough viewers to actually start making some money on Twitch through the affiliate program, because that way you can actually monetize your content on Twitch.
Yeah.
I recently got Twitch affiliate myself, and I already set up my own sub badges and like alerts, and like a donation page. So if you want to make like a couple of extra bucks just by streaming your gameplay, then why not? You only need like an average of 3 viewers to get it, and you have to stream a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm. I think you need 50 followers as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 50.
Yeah, 50 followers is easy as well. Like, I got that before I even start that. But yeah, like you can monetize Mario Kart Wii content on Twitch, as silly as that sounds. Like, even if it's only a few extra cents here and there.
Yeah, as long as it's not just the gameplay, like as you said, they ended the Nintendo Creators Program, but they said that they're not going to be happy if you just have the game itself, the normal game sound, and nothing else.
Exactly.
It's not creative. It's just the game.
Mm-hmm.
So Empire says, I really think if we brought back the World Cup, it would help a lot. We could also get veterans to participate, and it would boost the community, and if Iric hosted it, wow. Here's what I think about that.
That is
People in our
idea.
community don't really like the World Cup. I don't know why. It was a very good way to get our name out there. I think it must have been due to just scheduling.
I think it might have been some of the past experiences
And-
that happened in
yeah.
some past World Cups. That was
Grand
definitely
finals
a
didn't
huge
happen
factor.
because of
Yeah.
reschedules.
Yep.
And I'm
that's one
pretty
thing.
sure that the motive behind said reschedule was because they didn't have their best lineup.
Yeah.
So you have selfish reasons for why good events turn out bad.
Mhm.
That's a community problem more than
Mhm.
anything.
And I think that's a perfect transition as to what I was about to say. King Epics brings up in my chat, to be completely honest, if the community was slightly less toxic, I would do that. Facecam, commentary, etc. But I really don't feel like dealing with the backlash and being labeled as multiple things. This is definitely something that you can find in the Mario Kart community. I agree with Epics completely here. I don't know if like, I don't know, you, CC or Maid have seen this, but like I've definitely seen this to some extent. Not like very major or anything, like too much like that, but like I've definitely seen it to some extent.
Yeah,
don't
when
know if
you
you
get
guys
a
know
big
about it.
following in this community, people are either going to call you like a Troy wannabe, right?
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, they're going to think of you as cringe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's
I don't understand where that's coming from.
it's that elitism mentality where something has to like be super serious all the time and you have to be good at the game. Here's my opinion though. If you want to do a face cam with commentary like a regular Twitch streamer setup sort of thing, don't even bother worrying about the backlash or the toxicity that some people might throw towards you, because to be honest, who cares? Like, those people, if they're not a fan of your content, then watch, and if they come in to like poke at you and like call you all sorts of shit, just kick them out of your chat. Like on Twitch, like, I don't know how to put it anymore. Just forget the backlash. Just do what you want. Like, put yourself out there. Establish a personality. It's your channel. You do what you want, and any toxic comments can just be removed.
Also,
exactly.
like,
There's-
when you're putting your personality out there, and people tend to make memes about it, there's two different ways you can handle that. You can just laugh it off, or you could have it ruin your day. I know when there's gifs of Emil at the Nintendo World Championships and him just freaking out, I'm pretty sure you laugh that stuff off whenever people just spam that, right?
It's actually funny, that's why.
Exactly. And also, like, when people would post, I don't know, me pouring that giant container of Fruity Pebbles in the bowl, I find it amazing. It's hilarious.
I mean, at least with those two instances, nobody was being toxic or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Like that was just like memes, which isn't really inherently bad.
Like, dude, that GIF. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's another one. Made beating Russo Staff Coast on MMM.
Oh, that definitely got memed so hard.
Oh, no, that was amazing. I loved it.
So just memeing that sort of thing is all in good fun, but the toxic stuff, which I don't even really see it that often anymore.
Exactly.
I mean, even on my own stream, I have my voice in it, and I have like my own very simplistic layout, which we'll get into like Twitch layouts in a moment, but like my presentation is minimalist at best, but it's something that I've got going. I don't see the toxicity anywhere really nowadays, but maybe like back in the day, like 5 or 6 years ago, you'd definitely see it. When Twitch was starting to get popular, you'd definitely see those kinds of people.
When it comes to standing out and having more attention and putting yourself out there in your personality, it's a good thing, because you're being unique when you do this. You're not being like everyone else. You're not being the gray blob. If anyone watched that Fairly Odd Parents episode, you know exactly what I mean. The gray blob for Lounge is your lowercase title, your gameplay only, and your circle of friends watching your Lounge gameplay with probably default OBS settings and no quality enhancements.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the Gray Blob Club. If you want to be the cool green... Let's see, what's better than a blob?
Green Lantern.
Yeah, you want to be the Green Lantern, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Have an overlay, face cam, commentary, maybe some music in the background.
Actually, I think we can segue into our next topic on like presentation stuff. But like, what's the content inside the Twitch streams offering? Like, don't be the gray blob. Be, Made has the entire thing going on. The overlay, the fake, everything.
I started doing controller cams so people could see like how I play. I'm not the best player. In fact, I don't even play that often anymore. But I recently learned a new tech called Spin Drift Hop Trick. No one really talks about it that much. And whenever I do it, well, I have the controller cam, so you can see how I do it.
Yeah.
You should teach me sometime.
Yeah. But yeah, I have the overlay, the controller or face cam, depending on my mood. The music, I try to have my quality be the best possible. Now I go overboard when it comes to video quality. Like,
I definitely do.
I would know.
You do not need to go to my level of perfection when it comes to the video quality. I try to make it as close to Dolphin as possible while on console, including crazy stuff like color spaces, contrast, brightness. Like, you don't have to do that, but I don't know, adding a bit of sharpness, cropping off the black bars, showing that you give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, when you just have the black bars there,
That's just silly.
It tells the
Don't do that.
audience, oh, this person really doesn't give a shit about the presentation of their content.
Exactly.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah, have big overlay and the extra effort put into your stream, and more people will come to watch your stuff.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I don't have my overlay or face cam is because I don't have like anyone to do an overlay, like no artist I can go to.
You don't even need an overlay sometimes. Like just having like just the alerts, like Astro.
Yeah.
Astro doesn't even have an overlay. She just has nice quality and chat interaction.
Yeah, like I have the crap. What was I gonna say? Like I have the simplistic layout. I have like a chat box, the alerts all set up and stuff, and I have like a view count like below the chat box. That's all I've got, but I don't have an overlay that I can call my own. And I also show my face on the internet because that's like a self-confidence thing, and you know how I am.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think once I get either of those things, I can definitely take my Twitch streams to the next level for sure.
Yeah.
I can definitely say that they helped my stream a lot, having an overlay and then chat box. I think like the way that I like arranged my stuff definitely helped me with growing my content for sure.
Exactly.
Sure, it's not like a full screen overlay, but it definitely is easy. I at least I feel that way. I feel it's easy for eyes to follow. I feel like they'll have a pretty simple time watching the stream. It's not going to be anything too hard on eyes or too hard to listen to or anything like that. It'll be like, pretty chill to listen to. Except when I start.
One thing I thought was really cool, because now that we have Discord, and when people like are in call, do you remember this guy Acid? He was in FGT. Yeah, he had the Discord call overlay on the stream, so you could see when people are talking. Yeah, that inspired me to do that. Like I use the Discord stream kit on mine whenever I'm Broken Wars, and it looks sick. It's so cool. Really nice. It's so cool. Nice.
I need to get that at some point. That would be really good to have.
Yeah.
Hey, that'd be pretty good for this thing too.
Even just having that on full screen gameplay,
Yeah, exactly. That looks really nice. Yeah. It does look really like professional and stuff.
By the way, if anyone's able to do an overlay for me, hit me up on Discord. Back on topic.
But yeah, like, some examples of like good titles, right, would be like I saw like these new Twitch streamers to Mario Kart Wii. They're not exactly involved in the competitive scene, but they want to gain an audience, so they use pretty interesting titles. They'll use like these chatbot commands in their titles.
Yeah.
Like !join, !friend code, !, subscribe, stuff like that. Like it's a little bit clickbaity, but they get it. They get the attention.
Yeah.
And
that has a lot more to do with like audience interaction, which is something that we're going to touch on very soon.
Yeah,
like chat bots is a good place to start streams. Definitely one of the things that a lot of very popular Twitch streamers do. I think we can use some of that. Now we'd have to learn how to use Twitch bots in the first place, but that's not something that takes a while to figure out.
Yeah.
Tags is a cool new feature for Twitch, and also YouTube, like normal tags. I feel like the best way to get into the recommended video section is having the right tags in your video. For some reason, the algorithm just really likes having the right tags.
Yeah, tags have always been there, especially like back in the day, people would tag spam.
Yeah, that really helps with views. Now, Twitch's new tag feature is a little bit different. They have like predefined tags, but let's say you're playing CTs, right? You could use the modded tag, and then people who like modded games will find CTGP.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Right now we're using the co-stream tag.
Oh yeah. Uh, we also tried to find the podcast tag. Apparently, that doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. Rip.
Hey
Go
Twitch.
Twitch.
Hey Twitch.tv. Get on that.
Yeah, if there's a Twitch admin watching this, I don't know if why there would be, but add podcast tag, please. Please. Okay.
And
We already talked about custom thumbnails and how they're basically a staple. Series.
yeah, that's an
Series.
interesting
Like,
one.
I took the community podcast and I made it an official series on my channel because like you can do that. You can mark a playlist as a series.
Yeah.
So like if you have a recurring stream of unique content and you want to make it episodic, do it. People like episodic stuff because they'll tune in next week.
Yeah, give them something to look forward to for next time, so people keep coming back to
Yeah.
your channel.
There's a lot of people who make one-off videos, and that's fine. But if you really want to retain your audience, have episodic content. Like we
Oh, yeah.
gave Road to 9999 a bit of crap, but since it was episodic, it definitely retained an audience.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, before I stopped making videos, I tried to make like an episodic series on my channel, but it fell flat after 2 videos because of like other personal stuff, and I stopped making videos. But it was because those videos got like 1,000 views in the first couple weeks. That was like double my subscriber count at the time. So episodic stuff that introduces like new concepts. If you start up one of those, it could definitely be a good thing for your channel's growth.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I remember my egotistical highlights in one of those videos.
Before we get to our last
go.
topic of audience interaction, Empire asks, what do you think about D1 being dead and how it affects the community? Well, my opinion on this is if those players have no more interest in the game, then they're not going to be able to offer too much going forward. We just got to accept that they're gone, and maybe that the standard of play has lowered, but people in D2 will catch up a little bit. Maybe they won't catch up entirely, but they'll catch up, and they'll be the new D1. They're
Yeah, D1 will evolve over time, so it's not
D1 is not meant to be this static thing.
Yeah.
That's not how a community should work. In fact, that's elitism.
exactly.
So
full straight up.
by keeping players out of the top, you're saying we don't want these people to improve. The best players
There you go,
should
Larry.
encourage other players to improve so that they have more competition. The reason the D1 players are bored right now, well, some
is
of them,
because they're pushing people out.
they're pushing people out. Not
They'd
all of
rather
them,
race-
but a good portion. And when
they'd
you push
rather
people
race
out,
with the people that
Yeah.
that have played the game for 10 years and
Yeah.
like have been D1 players for that entire time. Like it's super elitist.
when you push
Larry
people
knows,
out,
dude.
and when you prevent others from catching up to your level, you're gonna run out of competitors. It's
Gotta usher in the new generation of WLers.
Yeah.
Quote from Larry.
like,
My man. We definitely need to see some change. The community is expanding, and we're getting close to 11 years of the game's lifespan. Like, I think there's definitely something we can see here that we should do, and well, definitely should get to that. That would be
my
very,
honest
very helpful.
suggestion to all the D1 players who are bored right now: go make tutorials. Have people catch up to your level because of your tutorials, and you will have competition again, and you won't be as bored. There's my suggestion.
And also be less toxic to people that you think are worse than you. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't threaten their families. Okay?
XD.
XD. Yeah.
Daily reminder to drink water.
Oh, shoot, you're right.
Nice.
Done. All right, we're hydrated.
I
Yeah.
have Powerade.
Oh Lord.
All right, so let's move on to audience interaction, because
Yes.
this will be the last element of content creation to discuss. Audience interaction is definitely a way to keep your viewers around for longer. We
Yeah.
already talked about Twitch bots and interactive streams, but we could also talk about you and I don't know, interactive YouTube series like, hey, what do you want to see next? That sort of thing.
Yeah, there was. I think it was. Was it Troy versus Sword, in some like Delfino thing?
Yeah, the Delfino interactive thing.
Yeah,
That's
that was
what
that was pretty cool.
That
Yeah,
was cool, but like
But,
I'm pretty sure like the only way that you can make that type of video.
No,
Well,
that
I mean,
one's hard, and
yeah,
they
you
got
gotta
rid of
use
annotations.
yeah, rest
Yeah.
in
Oh,
peace,
yeah, that's
annotations.
true.
That video series is dead.
Big cry. Well, now you have cards.
Yeah.
That can like you can kind of do something with those. Like you can like
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the new
that's like the
way
new
to do it.
annotation. That's like a now that I think about it, that's a really good setup for what would you call it? That interactive type of thing. If you really think about it, I mean, I doubt someone's actually going to put all that time and all that stuff to do that type of.
I think
type
an
of thing,
easier
yeah.
way of doing interaction is link your Twitter. Here's a poll. What video do you want me to do next? Done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Twitter-
the easy mode, but
Yeah,
it works.
It
Yeah,
works.
Twitter polls along with for I think Russo has this as well. He does have this. The YouTube community tab. This is a really helpful tool.
Yeah.
I have I've used this myself ever since I first got it. I promoted a track I worked on with Ferg. By the way, if you haven't checked that out, go check it out. It's fire, and I'm using it for like custom track tutorials. Because right after I made my melting magma melee tutorial, I really just figured it out. Yeah, I need to make a poll to see which track people want to see next. And I think that's a really good way to handle this type of thing, because that way I can know a lot more about what my audience wants to see from me. I can know what they need in terms of like improvement and all that type of stuff. It is an extremely helpful tool, but like you need to grow your channel to a certain extent before being able to use it. Of course, that's just like something I thought was like really good to note here.
Like in some other communities, I was seeing the community tab used to hype up the next upload. Some reaction. Some people who react to my favorite show, Ruby, they would hype up their next video. So, like, the community tab is definitely worth using. Let's say you have this really giant montage, just tease the video a little bit, get people ready for it. And also, there's also premieres on YouTube now.
Oh yeah,
So
Premiere's
people,
the new feature.
it's really cool. When your video goes public, you basically have like a Twitch chat, like a live chat, while people are seeing the video go public.
Yeah, it's like a live stream sort of setting, but without the live aspect and more of like we're hyping up this video because we think it's awesome and you should definitely come out and watch it with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, that is a really good way to have audience interaction.
I think another thing as well, rather than like you can do like what video do you want to see, what track do you want to see next. I think just in general, reading your YouTube comments is something as a content creator will definitely help you grow your channel.
Yes,
Because in the comments, you might get people giving you constructive criticism on your video. And if people don't like the video, then they'll express that in the comments. If they really like your video, they'll express that in the comments. And you'll know what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah.
And if you're planning on growing your channel further than it already is, then that's really like your audience knows what they want to see. So following through on that's going to help a lot.
Moderate the spam comments and the flaming, or just filter through it. Control F. Look for some that looks helpful.
Yeah, that could help. Yeah, that definitely.
Heart the most useful comments. They'll appreciate it if you heart it.
That helps so much. Guys, that is helping me push for. Well, actually, I'll do another little shameless plug. I'm actually working on my next WL race analysis thing, and reading the comments on both my first and second videos has been unbelievably helpful. It has given me a great perspective on how people viewed the transition I made between the first two, and like where I should try to aim for in the next one. Like, reading comments is gonna give you so much, like, so many benefits.
Definitely pay attention to the ones that have the most thumbs up.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes the ones with the most thumbs up, the replies after can get a little spammy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not worth it to read those replies, but the main thing is the comment itself, and not the thread after. Those are very important to pay attention to.
It'll take some level of critical thinking to decipher like criticism from trolling or spam.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in some cases.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Jared, that's definitely one thing too. Some people just get it because they're really popular. Like, Troy, if he comments on some videos, or like, I've seen that a lot. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen that too in a lot of instances.
Yes. Yeah, if they're popular and it's like a one-liner, if it's a one-liner and it has a bunch of thumbs up, it's because they're popular. But
yeah,
for the show I watch, whenever there's videos about it, generally the highest amount of thumbs up is for the most critical comments. So it's not always about the most popular. You just gotta pay attention.
Yeah.
If you have some really important that you didn't include in the description, pin it.
Oh yeah, that's another really good feature. I've had
pinned comments.
Yeah, that's another feature to cover. I think we've had we've had some experiences with this on Mario Kart Cinema, right, Countess? I'm pretty sure we had one for your Cortex Castle tutorial, if I remember that one correctly.
Yeah.
We had that one little minor mix up, and then we had
the pinned comment pretty much fixed that.
Yeah, exactly. This is the first comment they'll see.
Didn't you pin something
of yours?
Of mine for Glimmer Express trains?
Glimmer, yep. The Glimmer. You were the first one to do that double shortcut, the one where you take the shroom cut and then do the thing where you land on top of the blocks. Obviously, that's not like a current strat anymore.
Yeah, I didn't do the crazy hop trick method that people do now. I just did a different one.
It worked though. Like it worked. Like, people are gonna like get that type of. People are.
It's the most viewed clip on my channel, by the way. on my Twitch channel is that Glimmer Express train strat.
There you go, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, pinned comments can be a way to like kind of post-edit a video, or pin like
address something that seems like kind of like important or something like that to the video at hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I did with my shortcuts and strats video, because if you guys know who Zakreth is, he's one of the WeemFi moderators, and
he's a good example of a Twitch streamer that is definitely he puts care into things. He's got an overlay, he's got a face cam. He's got it going. Yeah.
His work for the WeemFi moderation team is amazing as well.
Yeah.
What he was able to do for me on that video was he provided me with a list of all the strats that were not allowed on WeemFi that could get you banned or stuff like that, and he wrote a whole comment on that, signed it from the WeemFi team, and it's an amazing pinned comment to have. Like, that's just another really good example of it. It's really good way to address your viewers if you don't write it in the description or if you don't say it in the video. That's like something I've noticed a lot as well.
And also, pay attention to your like and dislikes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, something I did a lot of when I... Actually, I'm not going to go into that. Never mind.
Sometimes though,
You'll get a troll.
especially in the Mario Kart Wii community,
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of dislikes on a video is 90% of the time
Bots.
just like a dislike bomb from a group of people because
Yeah.
they.
Oh, yeah.
No, you'd have
I've
to
seen
like
that.
have a. You'd have to get an audience first.
Yeah.
After you've gotten a bit of an audience, take a general look at the like to dislike ratio. Some of them are going to be fake, just a group of people who just dislike bombed it. But it'll give you the general idea of whether the video is good or bad for your audience.
Exactly.
So yeah.
You could also like correlate the like to dislike is like the amount of positive or negative comments on your video to determine if they're fake or not.
Yeah. Like if you see a lot of positive comments, then it's probably a good video. If you see a lot of negative comments, probably isn't.
Yeah, I think the comment section in general is a better way to gauge feedback on a video than the like bar.
Yeah.
Because the like bar, kind of irrelevant, especially,
Mm-hmm.
YouTube Rewind, you know.
Yeah.
It became an internet meme to go dislike the video, and now it's like...
Because
So,
it was
yeah.
actually bad, that's why. It was actually really bad. So that
Yeah,
one
but some
kinda-
people just bandwagoned it.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
well,
no
yeah, I
one...
guess.
No one... Well, not no one, but, like actual criticism as to why YouTube Rewind was terrible. It just became an internet meme because,
Mm-hmm.
I guess people just wanted to...
Finally surpassed Baby after however long that's been number
Yeah,
one.
it's just it was in bad taste. I didn't
Yeah.
really like that.
That's the word I was looking for. Taste.
Taste.
Yeah, you said
Finally.
good spirit. I was looking for taste.
Ah, there we go.
Okay.
Boom, mystery solved, baby.
Yeah, mystery solved.
There
Anyway,
you go.
chat and audience interaction for Twitch.
Yeah, I see Streamlabs. That's a very good way, especially if you have your bit donations. You
Have
your
follower
subscriptions.
alerts.
There you go, follower alerts. There, yeah, those two.
When people follow you, they'll feel good because they
Yeah.
got a mini shout out because
Yeah,
their
it's
name
like, hey,
appeared
thank-
on the stream.
Thank you XYZ for the follow.
My bot
that-
will say thank you to whoever follows, and then I also have an alert.
yeah, it's a way of like instant gratification. Like,
Instant
it's great.
gratification, yeah.
Yeah.
Sub alerts, bit alerts. And if you have affiliates or partner, having emotes for your audience to use is definitely going to retain that audience.
Yeah.
Because people love just to emote spam whenever a hype moment happens, or
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
just to say hi.
Unfortunately, though, my Twitch channel has no subscribers. Meh. Oh well. It'll happen eventually. But yeah, like any way you can give your audience like instant gratification for like contributing to your like supporting your stream or your videos is great. That's definitely something that'll give them a good feeling inside, and they'll back.
If you have like a donation goal that goes towards like improving the stream or going toward like a really big event, like I know
Like subscriber goals or donation incentives.
yeah, like I know Troy had something like a speed run, or like
Yeah.
no, he had lounge if he got enough
yeah.
bits or
Yeah.
something, because he generally doesn't like to play lounge.
Yep.
It's too intense.
I can
me
see
to-
that.
Get
But
me
yeah,
to
those incentives
X
are
amount of
huge.
subscribers, and I'll torture myself with lounge gameplay.
It works, you know, like
Yeah.
Some people like to see you doing things that are outside of your comfort zone. And
Oh, by the way, let's just remind everyone that when Troy had his sub goal set to Fortnite, he never reached it.
good.
No one wanted to see Fortnite gameplay.
Exactly.
That's how not to do it.
But yeah, like when it comes to things you generally don't like doing, well, if you had an incentive to do it, you'd do it, and then that would also diversify your content, like indirectly. Right now, there's not really any incentives to do alternative vehicles, but there can be incentives.
Yeah, that's like a community thing that we can do at some other point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, Streamlabs with the alerts, the donation meter, Nightbot song requests. There's all kinds of things. Twitch extensions. There's this like this currency thing. Erratic has it. I have it. When I'm on Erratic stream and I'm just watching it for like, I don't know, a minute, I get +5 Erratic coins. Instant gratification.
Huh.
Hey, there you go.
That's interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah, there's just so many options these days for audience interaction. It's actually crazy. Like, I was looking at the Streamlabs dashboard, and I'm just like, some of this seems so unnecessary, but it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what we tend to see a lot in this type of field nowadays, especially with it evolving so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and something I'll add on here, like if you're creating content for multiple platforms like YouTube, Twitch, and like sometimes even Twitter, like if you use Twitter to like update your followers on stuff, like you can use all 3 platforms and you can link them up, sort of like in your Twitch add-ons, like below this, find links to your YouTube or Twitter or something like that, or your Discord server. Hey, Discord servers. Why haven't we talked about that yet?
Oh yeah, Discord
Like, if you've got an
servers.
audience-
How have we not talked about this? How have we not even included this in the freaking outline?
Yeah, like if you have a big audience, like a relatively big audience, and
Make
you have
a Discord
server. Yeah, make a Discord server. Like
Yeah.
let people talk to you personally and get to know you.
Yeah.
That is 100% a good thing. Even though some people might be turned off by the idea if they have a huge audience, like, hundreds of thousands of subscribers big.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still a good idea. Like, you can get fans of your videos talking to each other and all that stuff. Like, make friends with your audience.
With my Discord server, I usually have like an announcements channel for like when I'm streaming or when I got something cool in the mail, or if I want to play with people, I got like voice calls for that. I just don't have a big enough audience, so my server is not as active as other servers, but I'll be working on it this summer when I'm not in class and I have a job, more free time.
Yeah, once you get on a good streak of activity with your content, then the Discord server will be more active, and it'll definitely help out.
Yeah.
Well, it's way more fun that way. It's definitely way worth it to open up my Discord server, for sure.
Oh yeah, your Discord's pretty fun. It's interesting is when you get big enough to where you can have like that self-promotion channel, and then you can see like what other people are doing. I think like if the owner of the Discord server sees something that's really cool in that self-promotion channel, have that collab exposure.
Yeah. That's kind of nice. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, Emil, you've gotten pretty big. If you see someone promoting something and you think it's cool, reach out to them.
Definitely. Undoubtedly, I'd be down to do that. The
Yeah.
problem is finding time. I would do more stuff if I
Yeah,
had
Troy
more
should do the
time.
same thing too.
Oh yeah. Except he would more likely look in his own subscriber self-promotion chat rather than his public one.
Well, yeah, the public one's too big. He's got so many, like he's got so much of a follower base that it'd just be too hard to just narrow down the public one. So narrowing it down with the subscribers and whatnot would help him out. So, yeah. Plus, those people are directly contributing to his success. So, of course.
Yeah.
Now, there's different modes in the game where chat interaction is easier and it's not as feasible. If you're in a war, if you're in a call, it's probably not as easy to talk with the chat. It's probably easier to just have the chat listen to your call and laugh at it if it's a good call, or be intrigued by it if it's like a really
sus
cool call, like flow.
Yeah.
Or you can just not be in the war call. People in the call will probably get triggered at you, but you can still talk with the chat.
There you go.
I think though, if you want to like stream competitive gameplay and have chat interaction at the same time, lounge definitely, because nobody calls in lounge.
Yeah.
So that's decent.
Yeah.
Clan
Everyone who
Wars,
plays
though?
lounge, basically everyone, like mostly lounge is played. So all the lounge streamers, interact with your chat. You'll go somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Like, even between races, if you just type in there, that's already better than doing nothing.
So worth it. Seeing Casper do it is such a big, really fun thing to see.
Mm-hmm.
It really helps him a lot as well. That's what I like.
Yeah.
About that whole thing.
Did I interrupt you, Countess?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
Fine.
Right. The easiest way to interact is definitely during time trials, since you can literally pause the game, and also like offline speedruns. But actually, no. Offline speedruns, the pause doesn't. No. Offline casual playthrough, not speedrun.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
That's something else. Yeah.
Pause still adds to the time, but time trials is definitely the easiest way to get used to interacting with your audience. So if you're not used to it for worldwides or lounge, try doing some time trial runs, see who shows up, talk to them. The reason my 250 gold star streams attract people is because of my reactions to some of these ghosts.
At Russo-X.
Yes. People, like, Twitch audiences live off of, like, epic... the pop-offs.
Yeah.
Hungry Box.
It's another way of conveying your personality. If you've got, like, how am I trying to say this? Like, that high energy presentation in your personality, like if you get excited over stuff and you pop off to things that you thought were awesome, and like that's great. Like,
people
that's
will gravitate towards it.
Yeah, people like that high energy presentation.
Yeah. Emil, do you remember that really epic moment where I was on Autumn Leaves Way? I was doing the hop trick, and then the music I was listening to, the bass drop.
Yes! Oh my god, I remember that.
I had a faint song. It was Promises, I think. The bass dropped as I made the cut on lap 3 against the Expert Staff Ghost.
It was sick.
It was perfect. Like, stuff like that.
The best stuff happens by accident.
Yeah.
There you go. That's straight facts.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, now you don't have to be necessarily going for runs if you time trial. If you don't like time trialing, I don't know, do it. to practice a strat. It's a good way to get used to interacting with your audience without messing up your gameplay, really.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. I know we didn't stick on topic the entire way through, but
I think
we covered everything.
Close. We stayed relatively close, if I'm being honest. We kind of
we stayed close.
We kind of branched off of ideas, but
Yeah.
we stayed like on that route, honestly.
Yeah, and we kind of went on a bit of a tangent at some point, but that's what happens with like not scripted stuff. It just happens.
Yeah. I think that might be all we have, actually.
Yeah, I think
You
that's
have
all we
anything
have.
else
To the audience, is there anything else you want to mention before we go?
Yeah, like if the audience has any questions or
Yeah, sure. It was a good
other
Q&A
comment?
opportunity, real quick. Yeah.
be a good time for that.
Yeah.
If there's one thing to take away from today's podcast, it's try new stuff. Like if you think that the idea of like having people watch stuff that you make, like having an audience appeals to you, then take what we've said today and try and apply it yourself. Come up with some ideas, try them out, see what works and what doesn't work. It'll be nice to have new talent in the Mario Kart content.
Make a push for what you guys want to do. It's honestly some of the best advice I could give you guys, because like if you I don't know if anyone was like on that journey with me as I grew my channel over the past few years, but it's all about having confidence in yourself. Like if I never started uploading videos with a camcorder and like a little bit of a shaky tripod with bad focusing and weak commentary, I don't see how I would have gotten myself to like this position like today, and all I've done and continually growing as well. Like just don't hesitate too hard, you guys. It's only gonna like, bring you down. Definitely like, have confidence in your work. Be sure to like push for what you do. If you believe that what you're doing is good to you, and just believe in yourself. That's what I can tell you guys.
Yeah, and maybe if you get far along into into that sort of journey, and one of your videos viral, imagine how amazing that would feel if one of your videos got 100,000 views or more.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's an amazing feeling to get like a video going like large.
Yeah, and also, like Yasuo, he got 2 million views on just an archived video of World versus Japan. You don't have to do absolutely everything when it comes to content creation. It doesn't have to be commentary. It doesn't have to be that face cam. You just got to put effort into it, and if you get lucky, it could get viral. And you can capitalize on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's some luck involved. Like
There is some luck.
There's algorithm shenanigans on YouTube. There's there's I don't know what goes on Twitter. That is weird, but there's definitely some luck. Viral videos don't really happen by like on purpose most of the time. Sometimes you usually just fall ass backwards into YouTube success.
Yeah. There you go. So I don't know if we're getting any inquiries in your stream chat, or
Only Fire Breathing Yoshi, who said, "Did I miss the whole podcast?" I'm afraid you did.
Yeah, boy.
But the VOD will be archived, and you will get to watch the whole thing. And
Follow
because
the
this
Twitch
was
channel, follow the SoundCloud, follow the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Everybody go.
because this
go
was not
thing.
segmented, it will be on YouTube as well and SoundCloud. So, yeah,
all right, guys. Well,
Yeah.
we'll be catching you later.
yeah.
Thank
I
you
I
for-
gotta get going. So yeah.
Yeah. thank you for having me on this podcast. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
if
problem.
you want to be on any future ones, let me know. We'll talk about some topics.
Yeah, let me know
All
what's
right.
going on.
Yeah, this was really
Yeah, sure.
fun.
All right, thank you all for watching.
Yep.
Yeah.
Later.
Thank you, everyone. Peace out.
See ya.